Hello students. So today we are going to start about the photophysical pathways. What are the different photophysical pathways that occur? For that we have to see a Job-Lonsky diagram first. What is this diagram? Here you can see there are some simple the singlet state transitions. This is S1, S0. It will be the ground singlet state level. Then S1, it is the first singlet excited state. S2, second singlet excited state, and S3 is the third singlet excited state, and each singlet state is associated with its triplet excited state T3, T2 and T1. Now when if S0 is the state, molecule is being present initially in the S0 state, and if it is absorbing some amount of radiation, then depending upon the absorption intensity, the molecule will have a tendency to get promoted to higher excited state. It may get promoted to S1, S2 or S3 state, and then when it is being getting promoted to different excited states, we will see that molecule has become activated. That is, if A is absorbing some amount of radiation, at that time it will get activated. Now this activated molecule will have three type you can say it has a three different pathways through which it will return back. So for that they are called as the internal conversion and intersystem crossing. The internal conversion as well as intersystem crossing, these are the non-radiative transitions. It means they will not be associated with any radiations, so because of which they are called as the non-radiative transitions. And also these transitions are forbidden transitions, and they occur at a time rate of 10 to the power minus 11 seconds. And initially, if the molecule is returning from S3 to S2 state, or we can say S2 to S1 state, then at that time when it is coming back from higher excited state to lower excited state, at that time it is emitting the energy through molecular collision, and that energy loss is being in the form of heat change. The heat will loss to the surrounding. Similarly, when the molecule will return from S2 to T2 state or S1 to T1 state, then here also the molecule is coming to the lower excited state, so lower energy state. So here also the energy loss will be in the form of heat loss because of the molecular collisions. And if the molecule is returning from that first singlet excited state to the ground state, then we will see it is called as the fluorescence, and this is the radiative transfer. Likewise, if the molecule is coming from T1 state to S0 state, then it is also called as the radiative transition, and this is called as the phosphorescence. Now the difference between fluorescence and phosphorescence is that fluorescence just we can say fluorescence just stops as the color of the solar as the source of light is removed. That is, fluorescence ceases as because with the removal of the light source, while that of if there is light absorbed is given out slowly for a longer time even after the removal of source, then it is called as the phosphorescence. Means when you go on some pathways and you watch some color they have been given to the side of the road, at that time there are certain colors which just ceases their color as soon as the your vehicle light falls on that color. It shows some fluorescent radiations coming from that, because of it shines. And also there are certain certain colors which even after the light source gets removed, they just shines for some more time. So they depending that they are called as the fluorescence and phosphorescence lights. Fluorescence ceases as soon as the source of light is removed, and phosphorescence retains for some longer time even after the removal of source of light. So this is the main difference between fluorescence and phosphorescence. And just remember, when the molecule is returning from S1, that is the first singlet excited state, to that of the ground state, then it is called as the fluorescence. And if it is coming from triplet state to that of ground state, then it is called as the phosphorescence. So This is the photophysical pathways. The photophysical pathways involves internal conversion and intersystem crossing. This is called as a non-radiative transfer and then radiative transfer, which involves the two parts, fluorescence as well as the phosphorescence. Now another part is the Job-Lonsky diagram. The second Job-Lonsky diagram, it just tells that initially we know the molecule, there are lot of molecules which the most of the molecules have even number of electrons in the ground state, and because of which they remains spin paired, and the quantity 2s plus 1, where is s is the total spin of the electron, this quantity 2s plus 1, it is called as the spin multiplicity. Now as the most of the molecules remains have the even number of electrons, the spins will remain paired, and because of which the total spin will be equals to 0. That is, if S1 is equal to half, S2 will be equals to minus half in case of spin paired. Then in that case total spin will be equals to S1 plus S2, which will be equals to plus half and minus half, and ultimately it will comes to be 0. Here 2s plus 1 will becomes equals to, if you put the value of s is equal to 0, then 2s will become 0 and plus 1 remain as it is. So because of which the spin multiplicity 2s plus 1 value comes to be 1. So we will write that spin multiplicity of the molecule is 1, and we will say the molecule is in singlet ground state. Likewise, here you can see this diagram. Initially the most of the molecules will remain in the we will see that most of the molecules, as they are having the even number of electrons, their spin will remain paired, and because of which the spin multiplicity will be equals to 1 in case of spin paired complexes. Now if the molecule is being getting if the molecule is absorbing some amount of radiation, at that time it will promote it to the higher excited state. That is, one of the electron will get promoted to the higher excited state. Now when the one of the electron is being getting promoted to higher excited state, at that time it will have two options. Either it will have a spin, its spin will remain in the same direction, this is called a spin parallel direction, or the spins may become unparalleled to one another, so it is called as the spin unpaired complex. And not spin unpaired, there will be two options, that is the spin may remain parallel. As you can see in the B diagram, the spin are remaining parallel to one another, and in this case the spin of one complex will be plus half and another complex will also be plus half. So the total spin for S1 and S2 will be equals to plus half, so it will be equals to 1. And if you put the value of 1 into s plus 1, say 2 into 1 will be 1, and 2 plus 1 will be equals to 3. So the spin multiplicity of the molecule will be 3, and the molecule is said to be in the triplet excited state. And if the another option is if the spins are anti-parallel to one another, then in that case S will be equals to S1 plus S2 and anti-parallel, so plus half and minus half will be equals to 0, and so 2s plus 1 will be equals to 1, and spin multiplicity of the molecule is 1, and the molecule is said to be in the singlet excited state. So this is about the Job-Lonsky diagram, and always remember that the singlet excited states are having higher energy as compared to that of the triplet excited states as given by the quantum mechanics. Thank you.